Welcome to Confession Room Files, where we uncover the darkest minds and examine the most bone-chilling confessions from some of the world's most infamous criminals. In this episode, we present an exclusive, in-depth look into the psyche of John Hughes, a self-proclaimed serial killer who claims to have taken the lives of 15 to 20 people across the United States. Hughes was convicted for the brutal 2008 murder of truck driver Valentine Chu at a Missouri rest stop. Together with his partner, Dana Tudor, Hughes executed a violent robbery that ended in murder. This crime was part of a larger, deadly spree involving robbery and multiple murders across the country. Tudor deceived Chu, luring him into a restroom under false pretenses, where Hughes lay in wait and fatally shot him. The duo reportedly idolized the infamous outlaws Bonnie and Clyde, viewing themselves as modern-day counterparts to the legendary criminals. Hughes describes himself as a being above morality, often referring to himself as the Antichrist, and revels in the power and fear he commands over others. His unnerving detachment, lack of empathy, and inflated sense of self are evident throughout this interview. Hughes narrates his crimes with chilling indifference, treating them as acts of dominance and control. His perspective offers a disturbing glimpse into the mind of a sadistic individual who values power over life itself. Stay with us as we break down Hughes's harrowing confessions and analyze his deeply unsettling worldview. Don't forget to subscribe to Confession Room Files for more insights into the minds of the world's most terrifying criminals. Share your thoughts on this case in the comments below and join the discussion.
Hi, John.
How you doing?
Good. I'm Laura.
How you doing, Laura?
And I'm glad to be able to talk to you.
All right.
I've talked to Fred quite a bit, and so I just basically want you to kind of tell me about yourself. Why did you agree to be interviewed?
Well, for a number of reasons. To start out with, I guess to be interviewed. Well, I don't know if you're aware that Fred's writing a book. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. For starters, this would probably be a good, I guess you could say, something to get the information out there about my book. So that'd help me out. And then another reason that I'm doing this is because of I was, when this all first started, I was in the Ohio Penitentiary, Lebanon, when I decided to go ahead and come clean about a lot of things. Well, I was actually trying to make some deals, really. I'd come to a decision in the Ohio prison that I was serving 26 to life there, and I can't conceive that amount of time, you understand?
Yeah.
And so I see no end in sight, so I decided to make my own ending. And the information that I have and the things that I know and the things that I've been a part of could get me to where I wanted to be probably a lot quicker, because I'd rather be, to be honest with you, I'd rather be deceased, dead, than to spend my life in prison and watch my family drop off one by one. And when I die in the end of an old man from being in prison, no one left to mourn me when I'm dead. So I chose. So anyway, I went to the officials there at the prison that I was at, and I had told them that I wanted to make some confessions, and so they weren't taking me seriously at first because I wasn't giving away enough information. So I decided to give away enough information on one, which is, it says in the papers that I'd seen here after it was released that the investigators, the state officials here in Missouri, due to their investigating, their hard work, that they found me because of DNA, and then I made a full confession, which is not true. Mm-hmm. I contacted officials in the state of, in Ohio at the prison, and then they contacted the FBI. The FBI came to me because of the information I gave them on this here. I gave them every detail that they have here on this homicide that I'm at, down to the from the cell phone to everything. They didn't have no but where in sight. I mean, to be honest with you, they probably couldn't have found their bottom side with both hands.
From the beginning of the interview, Hughes reveals a profound need to assert control over his narrative, referencing Fred's book project as a platform for disseminating his version of events. This is emblematic of a narcissistic personality structure, where the individual prioritizes their self-image and legacy above all else. For Hughes, the act of telling his story is not merely an exercise in communication, but a psychological strategy to maintain a sense of power and influence, even from behind bars. This behavior is frequently observed in individuals with psychopathic tendencies who crave attention and recognition as a means of affirming their perceived superiority. Hughes's declaration, "I decided to make my own ending," reflects a strikingly internal locus of control, where he perceives himself as the sole arbiter of his fate. This belief often correlates with a pathological need to dominate one's environment and circumstances, even when external control, such as incarceration, limits actual autonomy. Hughes's need for self-determination, coupled with his manipulative tendencies, underscores a psychopathic drive for dominance. Similar patterns have been observed in high-profile offenders like Ted Bundy, who also sought to project control and shape public perception to maintain their inflated self-image.
To be honest with you.
Which murder is this?
This is the Korilichik murder
Okay.
here in Missouri.
Right, okay.
So anyway, so I gave them everything, but you know what? There was deals that I told them, I'm giving you this. I've let the FBI, I've let everybody know, I'm giving you this much information in order to cut deals. But so far, no deals have been made. I've been getting shafted pretty much on every deal, but it's cool because, I'm a pretty firm guy. If I give you my word, it's my word, and I'm not pretty much too much worried about anything else, really.
What is it that you confess to? What is it that you want everyone to know?
This is I have given them enough information. Now you have to understand, I'm not a stupid guy. I'm pretty smart in a lot of things, but I know how to give enough information and how not to give enough information. I guess you could call the investigators have something called holdback, that they hold back on investigations. Well, I have holdback also, so I keep holdback just enough to where they can't solve something, but they know it's true. And so anyway, I'm sorry, I've just got to rambling. What was your question
That's
again?
All right. Just what is it that you want people to know? How many people have you killed? What is it that you want to come clean about?
I have several homicides that I personally have dealings with, and there's been other people that was involved, but I'll never reveal their names ever because it has nothing to do. This is me. This is my end, my life. I'm writing this story, and I can't put a lot of information out there about this because, like I say, all the information that I've given, I haven't received anything, no types on any of the deals. I've just been getting, like I say, I've been getting mishandled, mistreated, I guess you could say, through this whole period of time, and they're not taking me like I need to be seriously. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm a very serious type guy. I might have some homicides, I might have used drugs, but I'm also a well-disciplined person also, and which is something that I pride myself on, I guess you could say, is me being disciplined. And
Hughes's failed attempts to negotiate deals with law enforcement expose not only his tactical mindset, but also a profound need for dominance and validation. His belief that withholding information gives him leverage reveals a perception of power that fuels his sense of control. By framing himself as strategically withholding critical details, Hughes reinforces his self-image as someone who can manipulate even those in authority, a hallmark of individuals who rely on psychological manipulation as a source of gratification. Hughes's pride and his self-discipline, juxtaposed against his violent tendencies, reveals a split in his self-concept. He sees himself as both controlled and uncontrollable, creating a sense of superiority over others who lack his perceived restraint. This contradiction points to cognitive compartmentalization, a psychological defense mechanism allowing him to maintain two conflicting identities. His inability to process the moral implications of his actions demonstrates moral disengagement, where he has detached from societal norms, enabling him to justify his behavior without remorse. This detachment is further evidence of a distorted self-view rooted in malignant narcissism, where control and dominance override all ethical considerations.
Well, tell me what it is that you have told them that you want people to listen to. I mean, you want to control your destiny.
That's right. That's a good way to.
I mean, that's what this is all about.
That's a good way to say it.
So what is it that you have done that would mean that you would die for these crimes?
Well, I mean, for starters, I mean, they've got enough now. I mean, I possibly am more than likely will receive the death penalty here for just this homicide. But I've been involved with the organization, affiliated for this will be 18 years this year, and the organization that I'm affiliated with.
Is that the Simon City Royals?
That is correct. Mm-hmm. That's correct. I see you did your homework. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I guess when I was a child, I guess you're missing something, and I'm not really sure what it is. I'm still missing something. I've never found it, whatever it is. And but I'm not the type of person that I don't take well to other people's laws. I don't like to be told what to do. I don't like being programmed. I don't like being pushed around. I feel that people spend their whole lives like that, and they're not really free. So you got two types of people. You got people that lead and people that follow. And I just decided I wasn't going to be a follower. And I've rose through the ranks, through the Simon City Royals, and you become involved with things in that type of lifestyle, and I've seen and been a part of things, and that was my life. That's just how it is.
You know, a lot of studies have said if you are a member of an organization, it's because you didn't have something in your family life, or they take, a place of maybe not having a father or a mother or something. Is that what the organization fulfilled in you?
No, I have to disagree with that. A lot of people, they do miss that companionship that you receive from a family, but I've always had that from my family. That's the one thing in life. I don't look at things as other people do. A lot of people, the only thing that I can say is that I love my family, and that's the only thing in life that I really even care about is my family and Miss Tudor, Dana Tudor, if you are aware of who she is. My daughter and my family, but other than that, I just view things as objects, people, animals, trees, cars. They're just all the same to me. I feel that this. I just feel everything's pretty much is on this earth's a waste of time, really.
Well, then let me ask you, John. How does it make it easier to kill someone because you vision everything, you look at everything other than your family as just one and the same?
That's right.
Basically an object.
Right.
Does that make it easier?
I would have to say it would. I can't conceive or understand why families they seek for closure after things like this. I don't understand that. I don't understand how you got people that, like in militaries, that kill people, soldiers, and then they have to go through therapy and because they're...
Hughes's claim that most people hold little significance to him, aside from his family, suggests a deep-rooted sense of social alienation rather than mere detachment. This mindset may stem from a worldview shaped by feelings of superiority, where he categorizes others as unworthy of meaningful interaction. In forensic psychology, such thinking is often linked to the development of egocentric moral reasoning, where the individual prioritizes their own needs and desires while disregarding the value of others. This isolationist perspective often provides the psychological groundwork for violent offenders to justify their actions. His confusion about why others seek closure after a murder signals not just a lack of empathy, but also a fundamental misunderstanding of shared human experiences. Hughes's inability to grasp the significance of grief and loss reveals a profound deficit in emotional intelligence. Instead of perceiving these reactions as natural, he views them as irrational or unnecessary, reinforcing his belief that he operates on a higher intellectual plane. This detachment fosters a sense of superiority that further alienates him from societal norms.
I can't figure it out
Why they feel bad.
why they feel that way. It doesn't happen with me.
You don't feel bad about killing anyone.
Not personally, that I've personally done myself, no.
Why? Do these people deserve this?
I would say some did, yes. There's probably been a couple that I guess they was wrong place, wrong time.
Which would be this last one.
That would definitely be wrong place, wrong time.
What happened? What made you choose him? What was the situation leading up to his murder?
I was losing, I guess you could say, control in the vehicle that I was in. So that was a way for me to, I guess to gain control again.
Control of yourself or control of...
That would be everybody that was in the vehicle.
Okay.
Everybody was, they'd already known, a lot of the people in there know me, and they may have personally seen things that I've done, but they know.
Mm-hmm. You mean business?
Exactly. And so, I told everybody before they left, I said, hey, you're right, you get in this vehicle, it's going to be a long ride. And so anyway, things were getting bad in the vehicle, and so in my head, and you got to understand that I used drugs. I have racing thoughts. It's been that way since I was a kid. I can't, I'm constantly, it doesn't matter if I'm sleeping, if I'm awake, I'm constantly thinking of 100 things at one time. And they've tried giving me medications for this, but I don't take medications because it's not like that, because they change you. Anyway, so I guess I was I took a lot of drugs to calm myself down, to make me think other things, because I don't think like other people do, and which I don't think it's bad. And, I just, like I say, I learn also at an exceptional rate of speed, so I don't know, I think that's got something to do with it also.
Believe that.
But then, anyway, I was on drugs, to say the least, anyway, to get what I'm saying is, and so I was just, probably wasn't thinking too clearly, and that was the first thing I could come up with, and so I pulled into this rest area, and that was a way for me to gain control, to show, I don't know, I guess I would assert my dominance, I guess you could say. That'd be the way to put it. Mm-hmm. And it shut everybody up for a while, and then, they went to bickering and arguing again, which would be the couple that was with us and my girlfriend Dana. They was arguing, and so they wanted out. The ones in the back did. They wanted out. After this, they said this a couple hours later, well, why don't you just pull in the next town and let us out?
Now this was after the murder.
This is after, yes.
Hughes's admission that some of his killings were the result of wrong place, wrong time, reflects a chilling indifference to the randomness of his violence. Rather than viewing these moments as tragic or avoidable, Hughes reframes them as inevitable, revealing a mindset that minimizes the significance of his victims' lives. This perspective aligns with a broader pattern of moral disengagement, where individuals rationalize harmful actions by detaching from their consequences, effectively stripping their victims of humanity and agency. For Hughes, murder seems to function less as an expression of dominance and more as a coping mechanism to manage his own internal chaos. His description of killing as a way to regain control suggests that these acts were a response to feelings of instability or perceived threats to his autonomy. This behavior is often seen in individuals with deep-seated emotional dysregulation, where violence becomes a maladaptive strategy to restore psychological balance in moments of perceived crisis.
Well, back up just a little bit, because I want to be clear about, you're in the car, everybody's kind of bugging you, and you want to gain control. And so you pull into the truck stop.
That's right.
And what goes on from there?
Well, I really don't want to say a lot about that because, you know, some of these people still may have to go to court yet, and I don't want to mess any of their cases up. So, I mean, what I will say is that I'll say this, is anybody that deals with me on the street and anybody that knows me has ever come across my path, anybody that's known me even from a child growing up, that you do what I say or I don't need you. I don't need, you know, it's been that way. In my own family's houses, you know, I take control when I'm there, and I don't understand. I mean, I do understand, it's just in my blood to be, I mean, I don't know, it's just how I am. And so it's either my way or no way. And they knew this. I guess I put fear into people's, and I'm not really that fearful of a person, but if you knew a little more about me, it'd probably change your thoughts. But anyway, so I just felt like I was losing that fear anyway, and with them that they felt toward me. And so I made them do, you know, the things that participate in, I wouldn't even call it participation, but they did what they did out of fear. That's the only thing I can say. And like I said later, they wanted out, but I told them that nobody was getting out of that truck, period, without a bullet in their head.
But do you take full responsibility?
I take full responsibility.
Hughes's recounting of his actions reveals a deeply rooted need for control, not just over his environment, but also over the people around him. His inability to understand why others feel remorse or seek closure highlights his profound emotional detachment and lack of empathy, core traits of psychopathy. Hughes perceives his violent actions as a necessary means to reassert dominance, particularly in situations where he feels his authority is being challenged or undermined. This fixation on maintaining control underscores a fragile ego, where fear and submission from others are critical to his self-perception. His reliance on fear as a tool to command obedience demonstrates a dependence on psychological intimidation to validate his authority. Hughes's admission that drug use played a role in his crimes sheds light on how substances served as both a disinhibitor and a coping mechanism. The drugs appear to have amplified his paranoia and impulsivity, creating a volatile mix of distorted reasoning and unchecked aggression.
Free.
They should be, yes. And there's no reason for me to, I don't really even like the guy, the other guy that was in there, but yeah, he should be set free. I didn't like him or his girlfriend, but I needed them for something, and they were with us. I didn't really care for them too much anyway, but they shouldn't be anywhere involved in this, no.
Yeah. Can you explain to me just what it does to you when someone has died at your hands? I mean, does it make you feel like you have more control then, or are you calmer, or do you feel like you're more organized then?
This hasn't. I look at people that do things like that when they feel they're gaining something. I don't feel that that's. I think those people are crazy.
Yeah.
I feel nothing. I don't gain anything. I mean, or you gain something. Anytime somebody's is killed, that somebody's gaining something from it. It doesn't matter what it is. Somebody's gaining something from it. But no, I feel no psychological feelings. You know, I don't get off on things like that. I don't even think about it really. I have something else in mind, another goal, but no, I don't feel like I'm powerful or anything like that. No.
So why do it?
Well, because there's, I don't know how to say it, I guess, I don't know if you're familiar with if you've ever seen the movie Troy, where Achilles of the Myrmidons tells Prince Hector of the Trojans that there's no pact between lion and men, is that I'm a lion and I see everybody else as men.
And you kind of had that philosophy your whole life.
That's since I was a child, yes.
When you were a child, tell me the things that you would do that make you believe that you have always been someone who wants control, and the way you view life.
Well, I grew up, pretty much in the country my whole life as a child. That's correct. Mm-hmm. And I didn't. Neighbors were far away, so I chose to spend a lot of time alone anyway. Mm-hmm. I just like I say, when I was a child, I had these racing thoughts, even then, and I didn't really know what it was, and I knew I was different. I did things, and I didn't know why I did things, and I never had to have anybody show me how to do things, bad things, good things, anything. I just knew, and I've over the years, even as a child, I've always had a gift of being able to read people. Mm-hmm. Not just people, it's situations. Strategies, I guess you could say. I can strategize any situation. I can be around a man now within 60 seconds, and I can tell you exactly what kind of person he is. I don't know, but when I was a child, I could see these things, and I really don't. I kind of don't know what it is. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I guess
more than an intuition. Then.
I guess you could say something like that. Anyway, I spent a lot of time alone in the woods. I used to play a game, and I played like I was an assassin.
Hughes's statements reveal a complex and deeply unsettling psychological profile. His insistence that others involved in the situation, including his girlfriend and acquaintances, should be absolved of responsibility underscores his perception of himself as the sole orchestrator. This self-assigned centrality reflects a controlling personality, unwilling to share agency or blame, further reinforcing his belief in his own superiority over others. When questioned about the emotional impact of taking a life, Hughes's response is strikingly devoid of introspection or remorse. He dismisses the idea of psychological gratification, claiming instead that he feels nothing, and that his actions are not about gaining power or satisfaction. Yet, his reference to the metaphor of a lion among men, borrowed from Troy, betrays a deep-seated belief in his inherent dominance. This worldview, rooted in a predator-prey dynamic, suggests that Hughes sees himself as fundamentally different from and superior to those around him, a perspective common in individuals with antisocial and narcissistic traits.
That was my main game. I was always an assassin. It didn't matter what we was playing. Or sometimes I played cops and robbers, but I was always the robber. I always wanted to be the robber, and I always wanted to be the cowboys and Indians. I wanted to be the Indians, or I didn't ever see the other side as any fun, and I hurt animals when I was a child. I'm not going to go off into a lot of details, but
and you know that they say that that's like a textbook characteristic.
I understand that. That's what
they
say.
That you agree with, I would think.
Well, yeah, I've actually met and talked to a lot of people, a lot of guys that hurt animals growing up. I mean, you'd be surprised that really, because I understand that they say that people killed animals but hurt animals, but I've talked to a number of people that, oh yeah, I used to do this to our animals, and so I know that it's not just me. People just don't. Anyway, but I did, and I used to, and I hate to say it, I was pretty rough with my brothers and sisters also. I was pretty mean to them as far as, physical abuse goes.
What would you do to them?
I mean, I would, I don't know, I'd take the games that I played a little too far. I just put it that way. And you know, I can't explain what it was, and I've apologized to them for it over the years. And, you know, like I say, I have a family, just like them other people had a family, but, you know, like I say, the only thing that I covet in this world, period, is my family. And other than that, I just really don't, I don't really care too much for life, period, really. I don't know what it is.
When you die, where do you think you'll go? Do you think death will be better?
I personally feel that if there is a God, if there is a devil, I personally don't care either way, because I refuse to worship anything that's not, you know, tangible or made themselves known to me, or I feel like it's a conspiracy, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so I'll never bow down to anything or anybody. It's not in my blood. And if there is a God or a devil, if I could get sent to the hell, if I get sent there, I'll spend my whole life trying to take over hell, because I'll bow down to no person, no entity, no being, no God of this world, no God of any other world or any other universe, ever.
So you are the center of the universe.
To me, yes.
Mm-hmm. Now, you said you can assess people, and I believe that. And we've been talking for a little bit, so how do you assess me?
You?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I figure you probably to be just off really talking, but, you know, I really haven't, right now we're just kind of, I guess you could say we're just doing this interview right now, so I really haven't asked you any questions, so
right.
I wouldn't know. I can just offhand, I would say that you probably spent in high school, I'd say when you graduated and went to college, you spent a lot of years work. You probably knew you wanted to be where you're at a long time ago, but you're not where you want to be. You probably want to be at the top somewhere. You would like to be somewhere better into a company where you're at, but you're not there yet. As a matter of fact, you probably didn't even see yourself in this position. You probably wanted to be something more than what you are right now, even to the way your career is going, but you're not there yet, and but you're still striving to be.
Yeah.
Hughes provides a glimpse into his formative years and psychological development. His admission to playing roles like an assassin or the antagonist in childhood games suggests an early gravitation toward oppositional and rebellious roles. This behavior could reflect a desire to challenge societal norms and assert dominance, themes that have seemingly persisted into his adult life. His acknowledgement of harming animals, a hallmark of the McDonald triad, highlights early signs of emotional desensitization and a lack of empathy, often precursors to more severe antisocial behaviors. Hughes's self-described lack of attachment to life, aside from his family, reinforces a nihilistic worldview where traditional moral structures hold little significance. His assertion that he would never bow down to any higher power reveals deep-seated defiance and a grandiose self-perception. This aligns with characteristics of narcissistic personality traits, particularly his belief that he could take over hell, underscoring his inflated sense of self-importance and refusal to submit to any authority, whether earthly or divine.
I mean, I pretty much, I know things.
Mm-hmm. When you are at the truck stop or in a situation, and you said that you can immediately have a grasp of the environment.
Right.
How do you pinpoint who it is that you're going to go after? How does that happen? Like, how did you pinpoint the trucker?
I don't pinpoint. I don't look at an individual as being weak, because I see everybody as weak.
Right.
So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if a guy's standing here 350 pounds, solid rock, 6 7, 6, 8, or if there's a guy standing here that's 5'2" and weighs 120 pounds, I see them as the same. They're not, like I say, I go through situations. You have to look at a situation and always go to the end of it and see the end of it before it happens. And then you have to have the alternate routes in case the main route of your plan is chopped off. You have to have other ways around it, and I have to see all of these things in any situation. It's actually one of the laws in the 48 laws of power. Actually, I'm not sure which number it is, but to see the end, and that's what I see the end of things, and it doesn't matter. Like I say, it doesn't matter. I don't pick somebody out.
Okay.
They pick themselves.
So explain that in more detail to me. They pick themselves. So they put themselves in a vulnerable
Well, it's just whatever situation it is. That's right. I mean, if I was somebody else and if I knew me and the person I was, there's no way I'd want to cross me, period.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who I was, what situation I was in. Because there's never any situation that I'm in that I don't feel that I'm not in control. Mm-hmm. Ever. I feel that I'm where I'm at because that's just where I'm at. There's never any situation where I'm not in control. Shackled down, chained up, it doesn't matter. I feel I'm in control.
So you feel in control right now?
I'm here because I want to be.
Right. That's right.
So
what is it that you want to happen next? I know that you basically want to control your destiny and you want people to listen. And where do you go next? I mean, what happens?
Well, like I say, I've had some investigators already from Mississippi come up here and been talking with them.
From some murders in Mississippi?
That's correct. Mm-hmm. And then but like I say, I'm not moving further with anything until I start getting things. They can search till they want to, and I'm never going to say anything else about it. I mean, they've got a lot of information now, but I'm not going to solve anything for these investigators or these other people until I start getting the things that I wanted. And if I don't get the things that I wanted, then that's fine. But I'm still see the end for me. It'll be soon. It'll be within my family's lifetime, mm-hmm. and which is okay with me.
Because what you want is to die.
That's correct. That's the only thing worthy of a warrior, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. Death. It happens to everybody. I don't fear dying. The only thing that I even worry about is the emotions that my family might feel.
Right.
But other than that, I'm good.
Do you have any ounce of regret for anything that you've done?
Yes. For bringing something beautiful into a world that's killing everything anyway, that's dying, won't be here long anyway. I have a daughter. I mean, I'm not upset that she's born. I mean, I love her, but I'm upset that I just wasn't thinking and brought her into a world that's people are killing themselves anyway. And so I just I regret that. But I mean, I don't regret her. I regret my thinking. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I guess you could probably say I regret maybe not being the person that my family should probably think I should be. I don't regret the person that I am because you are who you are. And I can't help the way I think. I don't know why it is that I am. I've questioned myself for that. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I am the way I am. I don't know why I think the way I do. It just is. It is what it is.
If you were to be released, you're back out into society, would you think that it would be
No.
No, what?
I wouldn't advise anyone to. I mean, not unless they want a lion loose in the streets.
Because you'd kill again.
More than positive. I just don't take well to, I don't like people crossing me. I feel that insubordination is punishable by death. I mean, I got crazy, I got different thoughts. I just don't, I wouldn't let me go.
Hughes offers profound insights into his mindset, characterized by an unyielding belief in his own control and dominance, even in situations where he is physically restrained. He perceives all individuals as inherently weak, disregarding physical strength or stature as factors in his selection of victims. This universal devaluation of others underscores his detachment and lack of empathy, hallmarks of psychopathy. Hughes's strategic thinking, where he visualizes multiple outcomes and alternate paths, aligns with a cold, calculated approach to his actions. He references the 48 laws of power, revealing his alignment with manipulative and control-oriented ideologies, further reinforcing his need for dominance in all interactions.
What are your thoughts? What is it that goes through your mind again and again and again?
It's everything at once. I used to just think that, I think of situations, it's constantly things are going through my head. Now I think about other things. It's creation. I think of how things were created, what people are, what purposes are, what makes people think the way they. I have so many thoughts that run. I call them. I don't know what it is. I'd call them thoughts of supreme being. I don't know. I just have things that I think about the universe. The universe is how we're here, how we possibly could be here. I've thought like this for a long time in my life. I don't think like normal people. Never have. And
so you think you were probably born wired this way, with the racing thoughts and the.
Well, I'd say this is that I know that I was born this way, yes, and everybody's not born, I guess you could say, with the Spirit of God in them, as they'd say. That's why I have this Bible verse on my eye, if you see it. It states in that verse that, and I didn't get it because I feel, that I'm the Antichrist per se, but that it states in this verse, it says, and everyone that does not confess that Jesus Christ is come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of the Antichrist, which you have heard was coming and is now already in the world. If you notice, he says this is the spirit. So that means that there's other things that are born without the Spirit of God in them. A lot of people don't take that and see that. So if you're not born with the Spirit of God, if you're born with the spirit of something else, then you're born, then according to the Christian Bible, then you're not, everybody can't have the Spirit of God in them.
So you don't have the Spirit of God?
Not according to the Bible. If you're going by that route, no, I definitely do not.
But what about you? What do you think?
I feel that I'm in charge of my own destiny. And if there's a God, then I'm definitely not going that way, if that's the way the Bible teaches. And if I'm going the other way, I'll spend eternity, like I say, trying to take over, run something. And I personally feel, though, that we're in charge of our own destinies and we're each capable of being our own gods. It just depends on how strong you are in that and your mental capacity, if you're able to conceive of the thoughts of the universe.
Right. You have a 2-year business degree?
Yes, I do.
Now, why'd you get that?
Why? The girls.
In
college.
school?
Yeah, women. It was a way to meet more girls. I went on an academic scholarship, but I just went for the women, really.
So you like women a lot?
Yeah, that's an understatement. But, I mean, yeah.
How many people, men and women, have you killed?
I have never killed a woman,
Okay.
and I'm really I'm not at liberty to say right now, but it's been, as far as the murders that I've been a part of, but there's been quite a few.
A dozen?
At least.
20?
Under.
So more around the 15?
Somewhere around in there.
Do you remember each one?
Like I say, I've been involved. There's been other people involved, but, you know, I guess guilty by association, things like that. But yeah, I remember every person.
Do you remember their face right before they died?
I mean,
Their
the
expression?
ones that I've seen, their face, yes. I mean,
What do you see in their face right before they die?
usually fear. I mean, that's usually all anyway. If somebody sees death coming, then that's usually fear, yeah. And that's all I mean. If I seen death coming, I don't know if I don't know how I'd handle it. I mean, even though I'm ready for it, but there's no telling.
And you say you really don't feel anything when you see that last expression on someone's face, which is fear, and that doesn't elicit any kind of emotion in you.
No.
Just walk away and go on to the next scenario.
Down to business.
So it is like a business.
I guess you could say these gentlemen here wouldn't be standing here. This jail wouldn't be here. Lawyers, judges, people in government, they wouldn't be here if there wasn't people like me.
Now that brings me to another question. So you are representing yourself.
So far, but I did fill out papers the other day to see an attorney, but that's only because I'm a little upset because things, I don't know how a nice way to put it. They keep wanting, hey, we just want this information, but we can't do this for you. I'm just giving you what I'm hearing. This is what I'm hearing. But we just want some information. We can't give you this, or we can't do, that's up to some of the powers that be, but we just want some information. Yeah, but that hasn't got nothing to do with us, but we just want some information. And I'm not at liberty to give any more information.
Right.
until you know, I'm not asking for a miracle. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm agreeing. I'm ready to go. I'm ready for death. But anyway, I got this lawyer for just in case. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what was going on. I haven't heard from Sillover. I didn't know if any media was coming. You know, if I was media, I'd be all over this because things like this don't happen.
No, they don't
often.
happen, and they're very interesting. I mean, I don't think there are a lot of people like you.
There's not.
So, yes, it is.
And so, anyway, so things just haven't been going quite my way. So I filled out last week some paperwork. But I mean, the lawyer's either going to, I'm going to be honest with them, either it's my way or the highway.
So why even have a lawyer?
I need them for different things. I need them for other things.
Basically to cut some deals and get some things going.
That's right. I'm trying to help someone out. That's one of the deals. I'm trying to help someone out, and I needed the lawyer for that.
I don't know.
And I needed the lawyer for that.
Okay.
So, because apparently they're not listening to me. And so, you know, that's like I say, they don't have to listen to me. I've already got what I want out of this, I guess you could say. Not what I wanted, but in the end, I'm still going to the same place. So they can handle it how they want to.
You know you're going to the same place. The destiny is determined. What would you say to your daughter? What would you want your daughter to remember of you?
Well, you know, she's had my daughter's grown up to she's been she's seen her mother and me do been involved with a lot of things, and I regret that. But you know, I've been writing a lot. I sent a lot of literature home to my family to hold for my daughter, and I let her know that, you know, just because this is how I am, this is the way I am, she knows I love her, and that she needs to figure things out for herself. You know, that's all I can say about anybody in this world, is that you have to just take the information that's available to you, which is endless, and make your own assessments from there. Everybody is in charge of their own, and I don't knock another man or woman for living by what they think's right, but I feel that people that go by anybody else, they're wrong. They're going to spend their whole life up under somebody else, and they're being sheltered. They're blind. They're not being able to see what the spirit of living really is.
All right. Thank you, John.
From his early childhood acts of violence to his present predatory mindset, Hughes demonstrates a compulsive drive to kill, viewing murder not as an emotional outburst, but as a calculated means of reinforcing his perceived power. His belief in his own moral superiority, coupled with his disregard for the law, exposes a deeply unsettling and dangerous psyche, one that continues to pose a significant threat. Want to explore more about criminal psychology and the chilling minds behind these acts? Subscribe to our channel for in-depth analysis, exclusive interviews, and expert insights into the darkest corners of the human psyche. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button and join us in uncovering the truths behind these disturbing stories.